reason I'm here today is because this situation was brought to my attention by a simple text message. Some random person sent me a text message. I don't know anyone that lives here, and because as the government is very sensitive to the plight of our people, and their welfare is very important to me. You appreciate the fact that I've kept just one telephone number, and that telephone number I've had since before I became governor. So I try and attempt to read all my messages. So in the course of going through my messages this afternoon, I saw 2 messages bringing the plight of these people to my attention, and I said that I will stop by because I'm coming from an event that was hosted by the Lagos State governor's wife, to which I was invited to. So I said I must stop by here to see for myself, and I have seen. And this is a place that deserves for a state of emergency to be declared.
Yeah, definitely, sir.
It is unbelievable. It is near disaster, and it's most unfortunate. But like I said, it is not peculiar to this place alone. We've had an unusually high level of rainfall this year, and particularly in the last 1 month. And we have been warned by the Met services that we will have this level of flood in some certain states, and Ogun State is inclusive. Unfortunately, part of the problem is that we don't have adequate drains. The roads are not built to evacuate flooding adequately. The solution would have to be comprehensive. It's an ecological disaster. I'm going to, within the next 24 hours, send a combined team of people from the Ministry of Works, Ministry of Physical Planning, and Ministry of Environment. I'll send both people from the ministry and my special advisors, and a couple of consultants to come here and come and take a look to see what we can immediately do to bring succor to the people here.
Okay.
I look forward to holding a town hall meeting with the residents here. My heart goes out to them. On behalf of the people and government of Ogun State, I want to extend my deepest sympathies, to them. We'll do everything to try and see how we can find a way to ameliorate, this their suffering. Unfortunately, like I said, we need to dimension the problem before we can begin to look at how to.
Aside from the flood issues, sir, Your Excellency, what about another problem people are going through around this axis is about the situation of the roads. You could see the bad roads. Is there any plan on ground that the government of Ogun State is doing, to solve this issue of bad roads around this axis, sir?
But I'm sure you yourself will testify to the fact that as soon as we came in view of what we saw during the course of our campaign, we made the issue of township roads our priority. There are 2 roads our priority: township roads and roads that connect us between us and Lagos State. Those are 2 priority roads because it's important for us, knowing that our people live in Ogun and work in Lagos, others live and work in Ogun. It's important for us to ensure that experience of moving about is as pleasurable as possible. So to that extent, we went ahead and created what we call the Ogun State Public Works Agency, which did not exist, until now. There was Ogroma that existed pre-2011, but we went ahead and established the Ogun State Public Works Agency. And the idea behind that is that we need an agency that can quickly react to situations like this, that can also react by also employing our people, so that our people, in terms of direct labor that live in that corridor, are involved, so we can stimulate the local economy. And also we will save time in terms of having to award third-party contracts. So we put the bill together, we sent it to the house approved it, we constituted it. They have since started working. What we did was we did an enumeration of all the roads, all the township roads across the state, community by community, local government by local government. And we asked people, tell us which ones are your priority. We look at even at those priority levels, we can't afford to do all of them at the same time. So we now prune them further down to see which ones are the priority of priorities. And we have begun to work on them. Unfortunately, we can't be everywhere at the same time.
Yeah.
My attention has been drawn to this estate and the journalist estate as well. And they have been slated for us to work on. We also have issues with even our rural roads. Roads that lead from our farms to town, because we must bring produce from farm to town. Not all of us can live in the cities.
Sure.
So we are currently going through a financial plan to see how we can, through PPP, which is the thrust of administration is predicated on doing public-private sector partnerships. Through PPP, through other creative means, find funding arrangements that allow us to touch as many roads as we can. Unfortunately also, the rains are not helping us, because constructing or rehabilitating roads during rainy season is the most difficult and arduous task. As we are filling a pothole with asphalt, in a week the asphalt is removed because asphalt and water are very incompatible. So, and by the same time, we cannot wait and say we should leave all the roads until the rains are over. So we'll continue to manage ourselves, but be rest assured that you are not forgotten because you are the essence of government. You are the ones that voted for me. Yes. And I will make sure that I bring succor to you. And I will not sleep until we make sure that we deal with this problem.
Lastly, sir, going back to the flood issue, because I happen to be one of the victims. I live in Airport Estate here. I couldn't stay in my house anymore. So is there any plan, although you rightly mentioned one or two projects that government are embarking on to, cushion this to avoid similar occurrence in the nearest future. So should you be expecting something like this in the nearest future? Perhaps should rain, should we have heavy downpour again and the release of dams and all that, sir?
Well, like I said, let's bring the experts in. Let them come and look at the problem, dimension it. Let them recommend to us what the immediate steps should be, what the medium to long-term steps should be, what the long-term measures should be. And then we'll begin the implementation of those so that we can ensure that this kind of situations do not reoccur again. Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you so very much, Excellency.